I'm taking a slew. I was thinking about you, Becky. I'm taking a slew of, can you see it? Vitamins. And I hate doing it, and I put it off, and I shouldn't. So I'm trying to make it more, I'm trying to make it more fun for myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to, I hate it. I hate taking all these supplements, but I feel like they help me. So I just try to, I take some earlier in the day, but for the most part, I put it off because I have taken them for so many years. I think I can't swallow pills. So it's this big ordeal where I have to pull them apart and chew them. And I've been like that about pills since I was a kid. So sometimes it takes me half an hour to take all my vitamins. It's just very unpleasant for me. So I'm trying to make it more fun for myself because it's boring and time consuming. Sometimes I'm in the mood and I can swallow them, but if I have any anxiety at all, I can feel my throat constrict and I can't swallow them. So right now, the most important supplement that I take is fish oil. It is by far the most important supplement, and I chew it, and it doesn't really have a bad taste at all. A lot of people say fish oil does, but mine doesn't. Thank you, Barry. Plus, Becky, if you're still there, as much activity as I can get in, I do. So I dance around in my kitchen while I take my supplements. I'm always, not always, but I frequently try to move and get everything I can out of the day. So just about everything I do is very thought out. Not an accident what I do. Not usually. Somebody just commented on a YouTube video.
I'm on my way to find somebody tonight. I don't know who, but she'll be like dynamite. I have a feeling that I've seen her before.
I don't like that song. And then I also look for new music that inspires me.
time in the ecstasy. It's getting out of hand, it's just you and me. And we are never going home. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go dance until the morning. Oh, oh, oh. And we are never going home. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go dance until the morning. Music, we will be human.
Ugh. Oh, that tastes awful. Ugh. Yuck. Be thankful you can swallow pills. That's all I can say.
And we are never going home. Let's go dance until the morning. And we are never.
How come you're not entertaining me?
Let's go dance until the morning.
I always like to say that. You're supposed to entertain me. So let me see you guys do something. Tell me a story. I'm just being stupid.
Jason Derulo. Check that out, what they playing? That's my song. That's my song. When my drinks up and waiting.
I try not to take myself too seriously. We have such a short time here. That has to be one of the worst tasting pills. I don't know what that means. Wild bees. I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm so full. I ate so many chicken legs for dinner. It's ridiculous. I was craving chicken. Hi, Chicago. How are you? One last pill. I'm taking... That's a good question. I'm taking a bunch of supplements is what I'm doing. And I don't swallow, I can't swallow, I can, but I don't like swallowing pills, so I chew them and I open them up, and it's usually this long, unpleasant ordeal of taking vitamins. unless I have a protein shake, which I also do have. I don't know. Oh, I am fun. Usually, I'm actually a pretty serious person, but I try to have more fun and not take myself so seriously. But I'm taking vitamins in my kitchen before I get ready for bed. It's really not very exciting, unfortunately. I wish I had something really thrilling to say that I was doing, believe me. Who wants to say, well, I'm taking vitamins in my kitchen? That doesn't sound very exciting, does it? No, but that's reality. I'm taking vitamins in my kitchen and trying to make it a little bit more pleasant for myself. That's all. Salute. How are you? And you guys don't know me, so you don't know that I don't like swallowing pills, and I go through this every day. So that's what I'm doing. Not too exciting. Is it boring? Sorry, it's boring. Believe me, I'm not a boring person. But I am honest. And I don't lie. Not boring, but bowing. What does that mean? And I have chocolate on my shirt. That song's, ugh. A 360. Well, I'm not here for that. Look at what I have. A protein bar that's chocolate. And I'm a chocoholic. Chocoholic. And this came out of my locked refrigerator from my garage. I have like 8 boxes of different kinds of protein bars, and I got into the locked refrigerator and got one chocolate protein bar out. That's all I think of, though, is the chocolate, not the protein part. But I'm so full, I actually can't eat it. Plus, I already ate a big dinner, but I'm excited that I have it to look forward to. Wow, New Orleans. My dad was a professor at LSU. Are you anywhere close to LSU? You're what? What sounds? Oh, I can't stand to see this. I drank a protein shake when I got home from the gym, and of course I spilled it. Yeah, and you said you're in New Orleans. Are you familiar with LSU School of Medicine at all? You're probably not. It's just a pipe dream on my end that somebody might be familiar with it that knew Dad. Am I blonde? In my mind, I recently learned that I'm a highly sensitive person. I've always known that I was a highly sensitive person, but I didn't think about, I don't know if you're familiar with the book that came out about 10 years ago called The Highly Sensitive Person, but I bought it, and come on, LSU, it's our school. Yeah, my dad was a professor of biochemistry and molecular biology there. Anyway, he was very famous as a scientist. He created immortal heart stem cells, and was a pioneer in stem cell research. And scientists to this day still use his heart cells in their experiments because they don't die. Anyway, what was I talking about? Now I can't remember. Orlando. Oh, I love Orlando. I love Disney. I was what? You were a cheer. I don't know what that means. No, even though he lived, a cheerleader. Even though he worked in New Orleans, he commuted to Mississippi. And that was one heck of a commute he had. So when he first moved to New Orleans in 76, he lived in one of those bowling alley houses. You know, they're real long, and they call them that because they were like a bowling alley, just like it sounds. And I remember that was pretty close to the medical school, but then after his house blew up, it was involved in this. There was a pipeline explosion. It was such a big deal. It made the national news, and that was like 1978, I think. And it blew up his house, and it was on Mardi Gras, the day of Mardi Gras, and he lost everything. He would have lost his life had he not been in the Mardi Gras parade, and all he had with him was his Nikon camera and his clothes, and he lost everything. And so after that house blew up, literally, can you imagine going out for the day and then your house just blowing up and what that would do to you? I can't even imagine. But anyway, so then he built a house in Mississippi, in the woods, away from people. And it was about an hour and a half to an hour and 40-minute drive every day. And because of the long drive and all the traffic, he actually got up at 2:30 in the morning to drive to work. First, he would exercise for an hour. I mean, I can't imagine. He was the most disciplined person I've ever known. But he got up at 2:30 in the morning, exercised for an hour, and then drove to work. And this was also that he could leave New Orleans early and avoid traffic. So that's what he did for many years. And he was a professor at LSU for over 30 years. Might have been 40. It was close to 40 years that he was a professor at LSU. And anyway, he was very famous there. He was even esteemed held on a different level amongst the other professors. He was very brilliant, and but he wasn't a very good father, I have to say that. But I guess it's hard to be good at everything. No, I was not raised in Mississippi, and no, I don't have a dog, but I did visit Mississippi many, many times, and I have a miniseries documentary that's going to be done, and a lot of it is in Mississippi, actually, where Dad lived and where I did some things that will be in the documentary. But no, I wasn't raised in Mississippi. I grew up in Houston, and I don't have a dog. I have a Bengal cat. I don't recommend Bengal cats. They have terrible personalities. They're very standoffish and cold. He's beautiful, but his personality is terrible. He's like having a tame wild animal is what he's like. So, I mean, he's sweet. Kitty. Oh. Let's see. Kitty. See how he doesn't even come to me? And I give him catnip and wet food, and I'm very loving, and yet he doesn't want to even come to me. Merlin. Oh. So he runs away from me. He's a terrible cat. Oh. Oh. Oh, well, I'm not going to bore you with that, but I think I'm going to go. He's just staring at me. I'm very interested in the medical world, Gary. I really think I missed my calling. I would have been. I'm really interested in microbiology. And I have profound ADHD, And I really struggled in school to pay attention because I found it so boring. And back then, they didn't really recognize that. I wasn't noisy, and I didn't, I wasn't, I was this inattentive, daydreaming type that had no idea what was going on in class. It's really sad. I mean, both my parents are PhDs, and here they had a daughter that they really didn't pay all that much attention to because they were so focused on their careers. And I just kind of fell through the cracks and didn't, I performed extremely well in certain classes, but other classes like math, I have dyscalculia, and I really struggle with three-dimensional objects. And anyway, I'm very interested in medicine. Why do you ask that? I teach myself a lot, and I've learned a lot on my own. Yes, so many things were overlooked. You're right. And they didn't know. I was finally tested in 7th grade, and my mom took me to a psychologist, and I was tested, and they said that I had multiple learning. They called them disabilities. Now they call them differences, learning differences. And they said I had a visual perception problem, that I saw things differently than other people. Well, that didn't help me. What did that do? Nothing. So they were just starting to find out about all the different kinds of learning disabilities and differences. But they didn't really, I remember one of the few things they told me was to put a piece of paper underneath each sentence and move it down, because my it's like I take in too much information, and it's hard for me to decipher what's important is the best way for me to put it. But I was always an excellent reader. It's just I was overwhelmed by my senses. You failed dyscalculia. Do you mean calculus? Are you being funny? You mean calculus or geometry? Dyscalculia is a learning difference or a learning disability. You can't fail that. B. Walker. Anyway, I'm going to go. I want to get ready for bed. Well, I don't want to, but I need to. I never want to go to sleep, which is something that I don't understand about myself. Why don't I ever want to go to sleep? Is anybody else like that? I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm giving up when I think about going to bed at night. It's like I'm giving up, and I think, no, I can't give up. I can't ever give up. But that's not what it is. And I know that logically, but yet on this emotional level, I feel like I'm giving up when I go to sleep. So anyway, that's something that I'm dealing with, but I need to go. Take care of yourselves. Love you guys.